Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. Another awesome show today. Look at this, 2 days in a row. There's tons of news. There's lots of stuff to do. It's almost like it's holiday season. Oh, wait, it's Halloween. And for the first time ever, Halloween's going to be on a Saturday. Not for the first time ever, but for the first time in years. And it has a full moon. And it's day savings. And we're stuck in fucking quarantine. But other than that, it's going to be a fucking great show today, guys. Mandalorian Season 2 premiered at first episode. I'll say this off the bat. No spoilers in the chat. You will get yourself kicked out fucking fast. It's not nice. It's not fair. It just aired last night at midnight. People haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So no spoilers. Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1 premiered. And no spoilers in the chat. I believe for this show today, what we're going to do is at the end, I'm going to end with a spoiler-free review. And then I'm going to do you guys are saying the audio's lagging right now. Talk to me. Let me see if that's... then I'm going to do... Not when I see it. It looks like the audio's lagging at all. Some computers, right now, YouTube, it's like 50-50 people. I'm not saying now it's fair. I have no idea what that's about. But at the end, I think I'm going to do a spoiler-free review. And then I think for this episode, I will do the spoiler review because it's a premiere also on this YouTube. And then in the future, I think I'm going to do spoiler episodes on my Patreon only. So spoiler-free here, spoiler on my Patreon. So hopefully that makes sense. But because it's the premiere, I want everybody to be able to talk about it. But that won't be till the end, so no worries and no spoilers in the chat. Like I said, that's fucking mean. But there's tons of things to talk about on the show today as well. I've got this awesome Beetlejuice unboxing that I'm really excited about. I actually don't know what's in there, but I love Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. So, that's awesome. Ripping off where it says my address, so I don't have a lot of people showing up at my place. Not that people would show up, but you just never freaking know. Then Loughlin started her prison sentence today, so that's interesting. She's got a couple of months, so we can talk about that. Bill Bites and Ariana Grande have been going back and forth. If that sentence makes no sense to you, then no worries. I will break it down. It is so fucking funny and weird what's happening, but I'm into it. And Melinda is the new Karen. Again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, no worries. I will break it all down. So that's the show today. Plus any questions, comments, concerns, whatever you guys have going on in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, or the super chat. Ready and willing to answer whatever you guys throw at me. Let's start with some Streamlabs actually that came in from yesterday. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. I don't believe I said this. It was right as the show was ending. Did I give a shout out to Fillmore Pockets? If I didn't, thank you for your support. Also last night, coming in from Jake Yacovetta, who said, I'm so happy you said this, Jake. Fuck, I dropped a juice and forgot to put the seat down before I flushed. I feel like I need to burn the house down now. I know, Jake, this is like, it's not just when you poop, though. You have to do it every time because there's bacteria in the toilet. Like, you have to do it when you poop and pee every time you flush. But it's worse when you poop. I know, like, if you make a mistake, now that you know, you feel like you should burn all of your clothes, throw out your toothbrush. Those toilet flumes, man, they will fucking get us. Jake, that was the funniest Streamlabs I think you ever put in, and I'm so grateful for it. Katie the Good Witch in here, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar said, I'm done at Target. Yes, Katie. Last day was yesterday, and it felt great. My team got me a DQ Dairy Queen cake that was supposed to say bye, bitches, but they got it wrong and wrote 5 bitches, which made us all die laughing. It was a great way to end. That's fucking awesome. 5 bitches sounds like a great band name. It's like 3LW, 3 Little Women, 5B. I'm into it. That's fucking awesome, Katie. Congratulations about your last day there. I'm so excited for you to start your new journey with a boss that you know you get along with and a place that you don't get yelled at and mistreated. So hell yeah. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar said, Hello, Roxy. Love ya. Happy Friday as always. Thanks for hanging out with us and giving us a fun show today. How are you? How are Grammy and Papo? I'm very interested in hearing your thoughts on Mandalorian Chapter 9 to see what stuff this unboxing includes. Anyhow, RJ, aka Skittles, I hope you and the rock stars have a joy-filled rest of your day and Halloween weekend that'll make you laugh and smile. However you're celebrating, stay safe, y'all. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to you all. Hashtag the Rockstars band rules. Hashtag Rockstars for the win. Hell yeah, Glenn Caesar. Let me break down those questions. How am I? I'm okay. I'm doing okay. You know, learning that some things in life are out of my control, and those things I can't let get me into a major funk because, I mean, you can let it, and it's hard to, it's easier said than done, but I'm making peace with the things that I'm not able to change. And I think I'm doing that by my meditation and my yoga and all the things that I'm trying to do to be one with life and whatever. So I'm doing okay. There are people and things that you can't change or control, and that just is what it is. And as long as you can live with the decisions that you make and your own actions, I think that you're in a pretty okay spot. So I'm doing okay today. And I appreciate that question. In terms of Grammy and Papa, they're doing pretty well as well, which is one of the reasons I'm doing okay. Grammy had an outdoor social distance lunch with friends this week, which I was feeling very stressed about because I wish she wasn't doing things like that. But at the same time, she's 93 and she wants to live her life. So if she's going to do things like that, I'd rather it be at somebody's backyard. Instead, she'd been going to restaurants and stuff. So she's doing okay. And Papa's doing okay too. He's got a nurse that's coming to the house often, and physical therapist. So I'm feeling pretty good about them right now. And I appreciate you asking. Glenn, leave it to you to always check in on me. You are the frickin' best, and thank you so much for doing so. Anything else you guys want to talk about, don't forget streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer or right here in the super chat. Also, of course, before we get into today's topics, Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mangley, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. We'll keep on talking about it on the show as long as they make us, which seemingly is going to be a long time. And it's just continuing to fucking happen. We see what just happened in Philadelphia. And to those of you guys who commented on my video saying that I claimed that a knife was not a deadly weapon, I absolutely did not say a knife is not a deadly weapon. I said there's more than one way to handle a knife, and you don't need to gun somebody down multiple times, 2 different police officers doing so for somebody with a knife, that you could use a taser or you could shoot to not kill. Have you ever heard you brought a knife to a gunfight? It's because a knife is not as powerful as a gun. What was he going to do with that knife right there? So I did not say it's not a deadly weapon. Absolutely, it's a deadly weapon, as is a vehicle. But that's a ridiculous argument to say that because somebody had a knife, that 2 police officers needed to shoot multiple shots, especially when his mom was there yelling that he's mentally ill. Just to clarify that, because I read all the comments you guys write on every single video. And by the way, speaking of which, please leave a comment. And I appreciate whether you agree or disagree with me on things, that you do leave a comment and let me know your thoughts, because I miss the mark sometimes. I'm not always right, but about this one, I happen to be, I believe. So anyway, Kian in here, popping back in. Kian Burgeon. Kian, you never let me know. Am I saying it? Oh, Kian. Okay, happy Friday, Roxy. You said my name perfectly yesterday, Kian. I hope you have a spectacular weekend. Keon Burgeon. Okay, now we got it. Now we know. It's literally phonetic. You're probably like, how do people butcher my name? It's Keon. Keon. Makes perfect sense. People butcher my name too, all of the time. I've been called Rosie for the majority of my life. And honestly, I don't mind it because it just makes me know that I kind of have a little bit of a unique name, so people don't know it very well. It's like nobody butchers the name Karen. We all know how that's pronounced. Oh, boy. Okay, Legault said, I liked what Kamala Harris said. It should be, was it reasonable force? It should be, was it necessary force? Yeah, I think you mean it shouldn't be, was it reasonable force? It should be, is it necessary force? And it was just clearly not necessary force. Yeah, Gregory, Rosie. People always, no matter what, Starbucks, anywhere, Rosie. So whenever I go out with any of my friends, I just give the other person's name for the order. Like even my local coffee shop, anytime I'm with Steph, I'm like, they're like, what's your name? I'm like, Steph. Just easier. Roxy's like, people are always spell it too. Rockksi, Roxy. Really, truly doesn't bother me though. Really, truly doesn't. All right, continuing to talk a little bit of news. Let's go with this. I spoke about Karen's enough, so I wanted to speak about this Melinda story. For those of you guys who saw Melinda trending and didn't know why, I'm going to break it down for you guys. For those of you guys who didn't see this trending, I'm going to explain to you why I believe Melinda is the new Karen. She's not actually the new Karen, and she does different things, but Melinda's fucking Melinda right now. Chrissy Teigen, as you guys know, suffered from a miscarriage earlier this year, a couple of weeks ago, and she was pretty far along in the process. They say that after 12 weeks, you are relatively safe to make the announcement that you're having a kid, and that I believe the chances go down to 5% that something could happen, as opposed to earlier than that when there is a much higher percentage chance that you could miscarry. So Chrissy was pretty far along, months and months along. She went into the hospital and ultimately she miscarried, and it was a horrible story. John Legend and her have been pretty open about it. Chrissy Teigen penned an entire letter about it. Chrissy, when she was there, she posted a picture of her in the hospital, devastated. She was like kind of leaning over. It looked like she was crying. And she let the world know, because she had already let the world know that she was pregnant. And now she needed to let the world know. And I use the word needed because obviously people were going to be expecting a baby. So it wasn't like she could just ignore. She'd already announced. So she wanted to unannounce. And so today, Chrissy Teigen tweeted something that was unrelated to this situation at all. Like completely had nothing to do with her miscarriage. Actually, I believe it might have been yesterday. Let's see. She said, okay, this was yesterday. She said, there's been something weighing on me for a few years now, and I need to talk about. About 3 years ago, Kate from Below Deck called the robot toilet on the boat R2-Poo2. But R2P2 makes more sense, question mark, question mark, question mark. It was just a funny tweet. Chrissy's actually a really funny tweeter. She tweets very funny things. She's a hysterical person. And this woman named Melinda, who, no idea who that is, just like a random person who follows her, responded to this tweet and said, keep your deeply personal life private. I don't want to see you half dressed in the ER talking about trauma. You're not traumatized if you can do selfies. Okay. So many fucking issues with this tweet, Melinda. Dear Melinda. Fucking Melinda. Number one, people handle trauma in all different ways. People take to social media to find comfort, and sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't, but that is absolutely their prerogative. And to claim that she is not traumatized after she had a miscarriage months in, and another woman writing this, is just so fucking disturbing. Also, then don't follow her. But it's about to get so much more hypocritical. So this is so weird. Then people start going after Melinda. And so then Melinda says, I am free to have an opinion. If you don't agree, that's your right. I was not shaming anyone, and I will not be shamed either. Please don't follow me if you have a problem with what I say or do. Well, Melinda, don't follow Chrissy if you have a problem with what she says or does. That doesn't make any sense. Why would, if you want to be able to speak your mind, let her speak her mind, and you don't need to follow her. Also, to claim that you are not shaming her is exactly what you're doing. You are shaming her. Why you're shaming her, I'm not clear. But then I also saw on top of this that Chrissy Teigen reposted or quote tweeted her, keep your deeply personal life private. And she said, bio does not check out. So I went to go look at Melinda's bio, and in Melinda's bio, it says hashtag mental health advocate. Melinda, you are a mental health advocate that's telling somebody else how they should deal with their trauma and that they're not actually traumatized by a miscarriage. What the fuck? This is the issue with like woman on woman crime that takes place all the fucking time, and like this heat that we bring to each other. It's disgusting. It's disgusting that she started hashtag pain foundation. She says hashtag chronic illness and hashtag mental health advocate, hashtag lifestyle blogger. What? Like, just massive, massive yikes. And then not thinking people should be able to say things to her and claiming that she's not shaming Chrissy. It's like, God, some people are just so not self-aware. And it's a huge, like Robert says in here, big yikes. Yikes. So I always try to find these smaller stories that might not be trending in the biggest ways to talk to you guys about, because I just want everybody here to know that no matter how you're dealing with your trauma, if you're not drinking yourself into a hole, and you're not shooting up, and you're not starving yourself, and you're not all the things that we know are super unhealthy for us, then deal with it how you will. And if that's posting on social media, then that's posting on social media. And it doesn't mean you're any less traumatized. It just means you're trying to deal with that trauma. And I think it's actually incredibly admirable the way that Chrissy Teigen has included us in our journey, especially because they say that 1 in every 4 women, I believe, has a miscarriage. And it's something that's so not talked about. And Chrissy Teigen has this massive platform, and she was trying to let people know that they're not alone. And it happens. And it happens to people who have all of the access to all of the medicine and all of the money in the world. It still fucking happens, because that's how our bodies work sometimes. So I think that it's really, really important that she decided that she wanted to do this. It was her prerogative. I think she probably helped a lot of people. So no matter what trauma you're going through, as long as you're handling it in a way that is not detrimental to your health or well-being, then you do you, and don't let anybody fucking tell you otherwise. So it might not work for everybody. This is not Chrissy Teigen say everybody who has a miscarriage should post it on social media. This is what worked for her. So if this works for you and talking about it works for you, then do it. And if it doesn't, then don't. But stop telling other people what to do. Like Killing Evil in here. People need to stop living on the internet. Stop the crazy mental internet addiction. If it doesn't work for you, Killing Evil, then you stop. But don't tell other people what to do. I would never tell you that you need to live on the internet. So don't tell other people that they should stop sharing their trauma on the internet. I just think it's crazy to like tell anybody that. Let everybody live their life. Let them live their life. If they're not harming you, don't follow them if you don't want to see it. Loughlin says 1 in 8 pregnancies end in miscarriage. Yeah, I believe it's 1 in 4 women have miscarriages in their life, though, Loughlin. Which makes sense because people have multiple children and whatnot. But 1 in 8 pregnancies and miscarriage is such a staggering statistic. It's so upsetting. So upsetting. So anyway, Melinda is a different kind of Karen, but I highly do not appreciate her. And I'm sure you guys do not either. Those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer or right here in the super chat. Really appreciate your guys' support, especially as we come to the end of the month. Oh boy, it's tight. Lori Loughlin was sentenced to prison, which we already knew, but apparently she began her prison sentence today. She's going to be in there for a couple of months. And that's kind of the news on that. Like, it's more about the fact that a lot of people said she would never see prison time. People thought that it would never happen. And it is. And she's there. And that's official. You know, it wasn't just decided, it's happening. NBC is the one that I saw break the news, but E also reported on it. It says actress Lori Loughlin is reported to federal prison for her role in the college admissions cheating scandal, officials say. I wonder what her life is going to be outside of here. Like after this, what do you guys think? Is she redeemable? Do we think that Lori Loughlin will go back to being an actress? Do you think that she will be cast in a lot of things? Do you think that she's really remorseful? Do you think that she doesn't truly give a shit? Do you think prison will change her? Do you think she's going to have a easy or hard time in there because of her fame? Just so many questions on it. This article from NBC says, actress Lori Loughlin reported to a federal prison in Northern California on Friday to start a 2-month sentence for a role in the massive college admissions cheating scandal, according to officials at the prison and the federal prosecutor's office. The Full House star surrendered to authorities at the Federal Correctional Institution in Dublin, California, about 40 miles east of San Francisco. She was early. The judge who sentenced her ordered her to report to prison on November 19th. I wonder what that early is. Why early? Is the same federal lockup where Desperate Housewives actress Felicity Huffman served her 11 days last October. Huffman was in general population. Wow, I can't believe they put Felicity Huffman in Gen Pop. And had to follow all the rules, including a 5 a.m. wake-up call, a uniform of khaki pants and a brown t-shirt, and 5 inmate roll calls per day. Loughlin will be expected to follow the same rules as set forth by the Bureau of Prison. There are currently no visitors allowed at the prison because of the coronavirus pandemic. As part of the new intake precautions, Loughlin will be tested for COVID-19, the disease caused by coronavirus. People don't know that at this point, and placed in quarantine. Loughlin, who is assigned the Bureau of Prisons number 778271112, has also been ordered to pay a fine of $150,000 and complete 100 hours of community service once she's released under the sentence handed down by Judge Nathaniel Gorton during a virtual hearing that was in August. She's expected to serve for full 2 months behind bars because there's no time off for good behavior in the federal system for sentences less than 1 year. Huffman was released on the 11th day of her 14-day sentence. She was released on a Friday as a normal policy for inmates who are set to be released on weekends, according to prison officials. The 56-year-old Loughlin and her husband, Massimo, who we know, speaking of Target, admitted in May to pay $500,000 to Rick Singer and Key Worldwide Foundation to falsely designate their daughters. This we all know. So 2 months, Gen Pop. Will this change her? Will she be cast? How's society going to treat her when she gets out? Let's see what you guys are saying. Now and Later says, nah, I don't think anything will change. Jay says she'll be fine. All right. You guys seem like you think that she probably doesn't change who she is and that she'll be fine. Morse Code Z in this super chat says, I think only one of the women in my family before 2000 didn't have one. Yeah. They're very, very common. I know that both Grammy and my mom had miscarriages. So, and I don't know about the women on my dad's side. But yeah, they're very, very common. Just typically it's in the first 12 weeks. It's not as far along as Chrissy was. That is a lot less common. Jeff says she will star in the Fullest House. In Fullest House. Is that like Fuller House? But are they doing another one? All right. Before we move forward. I make myself crack up. Let's talk a little bit about the bagel bites and the Ariana Grande situation. Again, finding stories on Twitter that I think are fucking wild and sharing them with you guys. This one's so weird. I guess it's fuck yeah news. I really have no idea what's going on here. So there is an account on Twitter that is verified. And the account is at Bagel Bites. Now, you guys all know what Bagel Bites are. They're literally pizza on a bagel. Most people love Bagel Bites. So Bagel Bites is a verified Twitter account at Bagel Bites, which makes me think that they are actually Bagel Bites. But I'm so confused because I've never looked at their Twitter before. And they are like basically an Ariana Stan account. Not really, but they like love Ariana Grande. They love music. They talk about like all different music things. And like they tweet about everything that isn't Bagel Bites, essentially. They like nonstop are tweeting about all different things and pop culture things and music things. And I have no idea, like literally no idea if this is really Bagel Bites or if this is just a verified user called Bagel Bites. It's so confusing. But anyway, once Ariana Grande released her new album, Bagel Bites became obsessed and was just tweeting about it all the time. So 16 hours ago, Bagel Bites tweeted, I'm going into a cave and will not emerge until I have fully processed Positions. Farewell. Positions being Ariana Grande's new song. So then 4 hours ago, Bagel Bites tweeted and said, Ari does a lot well, but her music about reconciling with past traumas and her mental health hits me best. When I think about how many lives this young woman has lived, I'm in awe. She describes love as experienced by a flawed, imperfect person in such a special way. Amazing. So then Ariana Grande retweets that tweet. She quote tweets it and puts a white heart above it. Okay. That's what she does. She quote tweets it and she puts this white heart above it. Basically, it's like just hearting it, but she's sharing it with all of her fans. And that's awesome. Then this is so weird. This is such a fucking weird story. I told you guys to get weird on the show. Then she responded again and said, wait, this is really a tweet from Bagel Bites? That's crazy. And then Bagel Bites quote tweeted her and said, I'm going to collapse. I've died. I'm dead. My ghost is tweeting this. Because they're like such a massive fan. And they just were going back and forth. I have no idea if this is really Bagel Bites and Ariana. I mean, this is the most publicity Bagel Bites has gotten in a very long time. But this is so weird. I love company, like you guys saw when Pop-Tarts tweeted at me, I was like, I am now a Pop-Tarts for life person. I already was, but now more so. I love when brands take on personalities. This is like fucking genius. So I have no idea if this is really Bagel Bites, but if not, Bagel Bites should be paying this person. Ryan says this is the most 2020 thing ever. Totally. It's fucking bizarre, and I'm here for every second of it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because Bagel Bites forever and Ari forever. Shout out to Jig Yoda in here. Thank you so much for your support. As always, Jig Yoda is the silent assassin. Just sneaking in and showing that support day in and day out. Appreciate you greatly, Jig Yoda. Kate Van D, an OG supporter. Happy Halloween weekend, RJ and Rockstars. I hope everyone has a safe, fun, spooky weekend. Much love. Thank you, Kate. I hope the same thing for you. I want to eat so much candy. I love candy. I love Halloween. I wish we were not in a global pandemic for more reasons than just loving Halloween, but in general. Let me know what you guys thinking about all this. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Are you believing that that's actually Bagel Bites' account? Do you love when brands take on personalities, or do you think that they should keep to being more like their brand? Is Melinda the new Karen, and do you despise her as much as I do? How do you feel about Lori Loughlin being in Gem Pop for 2 months, and do you think after she is done, she will come back to the entertainment industry? Like I said, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. In the Streamlabs right now, Glenn Caesar says, random question for you, Roxy. Just curious, do you ever get called / have you ever gotten called by your sister's name, Sky? Getting called by my brother's name, Greg, has happened to me throughout my life. No biggie. And so I've just answered to both. LOL. Only on the phone do I ever people mistake us because we have similar voices. They're both very raspy. But in person, I think she got called Roxy more than I got called Sky because she's younger. So usually the younger person, I don't know if your brother's older or younger, but usually the younger person does. I more often in school, people would call me Jet because my brother had come up before me, which obviously I'm not Jet, but they would see Stryer and Jet like that. But interesting question. And on the phone, again, my grandma will mistake us a lot, like aunts and uncles. People will think that we have very, very similar voices. All right, before we do our Mandalorian review, let's get to this awesome unboxing. I'm really fucking excited for this one because I am a massive Beetlejuice fan. I don't know about you guys, but to me, it is one of the best. I don't just think of it as a Halloween movie because I could watch this movie all year round. I am superstitious, so I still have a hard time saying it 3 times. But I think it's got everything that it takes to make something a classic. It's got great performances. It's funny. It's spooky. It's weird. It's unlike anything else that I've seen. Offbeat, all of the great things. So I'm so grateful that they sent me this mailer for Beetlejuice. Also, just so you guys know, they are doing a Beetlejuice watch party tonight, which is cool if you guys want to join that. So that's going to be hosted by Jodie Sweetin, and it will be a Twitch watch party tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So that's only in a couple of hours for anybody who wants to watch along with them. So just so you guys know, that's pretty cool as well. Should we see what we got inside the box? Out of the box, out of the box, take one box, put it in another. All right. I gotta scooch back my box. Weird rocks in the box. Okay, loving the striped paper so far, guys. Very Beetlejuice-esque. Smart. Okay, let's see. It's all for the watch party, so let's see what kind of cool stuff they sent. Get in the Halloween spirit with Tim Burton's Beetlejuice as Jodie Sweetin hosts a Beetlejuice watch-along on Friday, October 30th. Beetlejuice is now available on 4K Ultra HD. Sounds good. Sounds very good. All right, we got some really cool Beetlejuice cups. Look at these. This is actually great because I might have some outdoor friends come over, social distance, and it's always better when you don't have to do the dishes afterwards. So I like having these cups. Okay, a couple things like this. So there must be something to put inside these. Looks like there is some candy and stuff. Oh, I just told you guys, all I want is all the candy. Gummy bears, excellent candy choice. Sweet tart ropes, another excellent one. You don't see these enough. Love sweet tart ropes, delicious. Sour Bright Crawler minis. Yes, who's getting hungry? Awesome, thank you. It's like great Sour Patch Kids, but in worms, which makes me think of Beetlejuice. Some more of those. Oh, good. So if I need to share, then that's fine. Some more gummy bears. And then, of course, some Pop Secret popcorn, which I love because popcorn is on my grocery list right now. I eat popcorn all the time. And in fact, I might put some chocolate chips right on top of that baby. Plus, we got the 4K Ultra HD, highly important for the watch along and just in general. Shout out. I love this movie. I'm surprised I don't own it already, but now I don't have to keep renting it every year. I finally have it to own. And then what is this thing? Oh, some hot chocolate. Wow. Okay, cool. Let's see. Just add hot chocolate with marshmallows. Just add water. Conventional preparation. Damn, this is going to be quite the watch along. So that's great. Excited about that. Thank you so much. And appreciate you guys sending this to me. Thank you to Warner Brothers Entertainment for the Beetlejuice swag and the candy. Appreciate you feeding my sweet tooth and getting my spooky on. Yeah. I never know how to say it, Matt. Is it Haribo are the best gummy bears to me? Because Haribo, I never know how to say it. How do you say that word? I just don't know. Decline because I'm in the middle of a show, but will pick up later. Shall pick up later. All right, guys, should we get to Mando? Is it that time? Are we talking about Mandalorian season 2? No worries. We're going to start with a non-spoiler review. I will let you guys go before we get into spoilers, but before I do any of that, some more super chats and Streamlabs coming in. Get them in now, guys. So excited that you guys are still supporting me. 228 days later. How far into this everyday thing are we fucking doing? Morse Code Z says, so right after Halloween free-for-all? Is the free-for-all tonight? Because then, yes. When you don't know when the free-for-all is, but you love the league anyway, yeah. G. Smith in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, just showing some support, just dropping that cash, dollar bills, y'all. Didn't even leave a comment, was just like, I want to support, and I love a person, a few words. I love people of many words too, but thank you for that support. Appreciate it greatly. Jake says it's like in 20 minutes. Cool. So I should get out of here before I'm competing with myself. Makes sense. Great. All right. In that case, keep those Streamlabs coming in, but I will also transition to talking about Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, non-spoiler. This is a spoiler-free review. So stick around. Nothing will be spoiled. If you spoil something in the chat, you'll be banned forever. Muhahaha. Do not do that. Do not spoil things for people. It's really fucking rude. Okay. Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1 was very good. I believe it was very good. Why don't I believe it was excellent? Because I do feel like I could have predicted this almost the entire episode. I felt like it used a very similar formula to what we've seen in Season 1. We retreaded some old ground, and luckily, I loved Season 1. So to me, this episode was really good because, like all of the episodes in Season 1, it was really good. I missed some of our favorite characters that we didn't get to see. I don't want to say specifically which ones, but they really focused a lot on Mando this episode. I think that it was cool that it was longer. I believe it was 49 minutes, which is the longest episode they've had so far, which I was happy about. I think they really listened to the fans on this one. There was a lot of criticism from the last season that people weren't liking these half-hour episodes, that they really wanted things to be more fleshed out. And because this was longer, I did feel like we could breathe with situations a little more. It wasn't boom, 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 boom. It was written and directed by Jon Favreau, which I think you could tell. I think that we got a lot of Easter eggs and cool things that for the diehard fans, things that I didn't even really know until I started watching other people discussing it on Twitter. And I was like, oh, wow, that's so cool. That's also so cool. So that was nice to see. It feels like every time they can make something count a little more, they do, which is great. And the sign that they really give a shit about this. The production value was unbelievable. You can really tell they are putting a ton of fucking money behind this. I thought this episode looked like, I was going to say it looked like $1 million, but it looked like more than $1 million. It looked so good. I think that universally, it seems like people are behind this Star Wars show way more than they've been behind the last couple of Star Wars movies, which seem to be so split. I think that this is something that Star Wars fans just seem to love. So in general, I just thought really strong opening. Was I shocked by things? Not really. Did it feel like a different tone? Definitely not. It just felt like more of the same, but I loved that same. So I was here for it. Yeah. And I like the longer episodes, and I love Mando. So I think that's cool. And I love Baby Yoda. I wish there had been slightly more Baby Yoda, because we didn't get that much going on with Baby Yoda. Again, no spoilers, but just lacking a little bit of that cuteness left and right. Like could have jumped there a couple more times. There were some new characters that were introduced. I don't mean new to Star Wars, but new to this show that I was here for. And yeah. So that is my non-spoiler review of The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1. For anybody who has not seen The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, and is planning on watching The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, I'm going to give you a few seconds to get out of here. In the meantime, in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. DK just showing support also with no message, just dropping them dollar bills. DK and G Smith must be friends. I really appreciate your guys' support. You guys are awesome and really seriously are helping me figure out the end of this month, which is wild. Matt in here says, great season opener. And a lot of you guys are saying bye, which I understand. So this is the final warning. If you have not seen Season 2, Episode 1 of Mandalorian, then GTFO, get the fuck out in the nicest way possible. Love you guys lots. I'll see you tomorrow for Live with Roxy. Not sure what time we're going up yet because Halloween episode times, just not sure, but I'll tweet it out and I'll put it in my Patreon and I'll let you guys know as soon as I know, because fair is fair. Okay. Oh, and Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStrayer said, Roxy, this is quarantine episode 229, by the way. Any idea what time you and Steph will be doing tomorrow's live with Stexy Halloween episode? I don't know yet because we're kind of going back and forth on it. I just don't know. Not back and forth on if it's happening, but where and how, when. I'll tweet it out. I'm sorry. I can't give you guys the exact timing right now. But at least I'm going up every single day. 229 today. Wow. 230 tomorrow. It's a lot. Okay. So it seems like a lot of you guys have gotten out of here. That was the final warning. Do not get upset with me now. Spoilers all through the chat. Go off, peeps. Go off, sis. Go off, bro. Go ahead with your spoilers. I'm going to be giving spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I thought that like I said, we are retreading ground because we're literally retreading ground. I love going to Tatooine. I think it made sense for this episode. And I think if you're going to go to Tatooine, then this is the storyline to do when we were there. But I wonder how long we're going to stay on Tatooine. And also, I felt like that was not very original, which is fine. There's like two sides of this coin. If it ain't broke, then why fix it? But also like want to see new places and have some fun. Let's see what you guys are talking about, and I'll go off all this. Boba Fett armor, baby. That's fucking dope. I mean, that was really cool. Curious to see what they end up doing now. There was all this conversation about reintroducing Boba Fett and what we're going to do with that. Was that Boba Fett that we were seeing? Is he going to go after his armor? Is the Mandalorian going to stay on Tatooine? And then Boba Fett's going to now want the armor. It looked sick, though. Timothy Olyphant is awesome. I'm a huge, huge fan of his. He's done obviously millions of things that I love, but this was nice because when Santa Clarita Diet got canceled, that was like one of my favorite shows. Nobody was watching it, but like Drew Barrymore is my person, so obviously I was. And he was so funny in it, so this was cool to see him in this tone and this world, and definitely was excited about that. Thought a lot of the action was dope. I thought that if we're going to have a big monster episode, this is the way to do that. I mean, he looked grotesque. He was huge. He was like a fucking gnarly creature. And I loved that it was very clear what was happening the whole time. Like every decision made sense. Mando wants to get the armor, doesn't want anybody else to have the Mandalorian armor because fuck that. I thought the mission was clear. How we got the Sand People involved, how that happened was clear. Why we needed to blow them up from underneath because of the belly. That worked really well. That green shit was disgusting. Apparently an Easter egg that I didn't notice was that was that sound that was made was the same sound that who is it that Han made at a different time to scare off one of the. You guys know what I'm talking about. There was like an Easter egg with that noise that was made there, which I did not know came from a long ass fucking time ago in a not new version of the films. But you guys will know more than I do about that. Because again, I'm a casual Star Wars fan, so I've seen every movie probably 10 times, but I watch them very casually. I'm not like, oh yeah, I remember that exact Obi-Wan. Thank you, Glenn. That makes way more sense. Obi-Wan to scare off the Raiders in New Hope. Yes, thank you, Jeff. Totally. That's exactly what it was. So that's cool. Little Easter eggs like that go over my head because I'm the casual fan. It's cool that for the diehards, people are like, oh my God, I recognize that noise. But I do think that this show does a really great job of being for people like me who are like, I just really like Star Wars, and being for people like you guys or for Jeff or Glenn who are like, I fucking know all my shit about Star Wars, like it does a really good job at both. I thought it was interesting that Giancarlo Esposito and Gina Carano and a lot of those people were not in this episode. I think that happens a lot on this show where we just aren't focusing on everybody. And that's fine. Totally fine. But yeah, in general, that's kind of what I thought. I thought it looked great. Like, how much money does it take to make a monster like that? Fucking ton of money. Matt says it in here. Favreau really has love for Star Wars, and it shows totally. Every time he can drop something in there, he does. Or there was also that droid that we saw. That was a throwback droid. which again, I didn't even spot, but I saw that other people were spotting, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I would never have noticed that that was a droid that we used to know. So that's great for people as well. These just like small little things that show we hear you guys. We're giving these little Easter eggs. You don't need to know what's happening here, but if you do know, it just adds a little bit to it. Robert says they have a vast universe to explore. Totally. I mean, we can go anywhere. One of the things I was thinking about, which I don't know why I don't usually think about when Star Wars, but it's like so strange the technology they do and the technology they don't have. Like, how do you guys have so much technology and ability to like you are so great with transportation, right? Between like the pods or ships or anything that we can do to transport ourselves, it's unbelievable what they can do. But like, you can't pick up the phone and call somebody, but you can help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, or my only hope. You can fucking, what's that called? What's it called? Hydro. What is it called when you, the imaging of Leia saying that, like, what their technology is ass backwards. Why can't you fucking text somebody? Why can't you, like, I don't know, if you can, like, we should be able to teleport or some shit. They're so advanced in some ways and so not advanced in other ways that it's like mind blowing to me. A hologram. Thank you, Matt. A hologram. Like, you ever thought about the technology in the Star Wars universe and you just think like, huh? Glenn says, yeah, Roxy, that was Boba. He escaped the Sarlacc pit. The Jawas took his armor, but Boba's still on Tatooine. Yeah, some people are saying it's Boba. Some people are saying it's a clone. I feel like it wouldn't be as powerful if it's a clone, so it makes, but we'll see. We'll see what it is. There was a hologram video game back in the day that looked really cool. Sadly, it didn't catch on. Time Traveler says third turn. Damn. Katie says, I always figured it's a lot harder to have communication networks between planets than it is to have interplanetary communication. Maybe, but like, if we can get from one planet to another and like travel at the speed of light, then I feel like you can communicate from one planet to another, like FaceTime, baby. Manny says they use FaceTime in Star Wars. Okay, then. Just as a little something I was thinking about. Really doesn't matter much though. Just was kind of thinking about it. I love Star Wars. I love Mandalorian. I'm excited for what they do from here on out. It didn't feel like this was a huge move forward episode. Just kind of kicked off the season. Didn't tell me really where we're going, but kicked it off. I'm hoping that episode 2 gives me more of a sense of what the story of season 2 is going to be. But I think it's okay that we had a first episode where it just like threw us back in, not trying to explain, not doing too much X-pause. And I'm into that. I'm into that. Seems like you guys are too. I haven't seen anybody say that they really hated this episode so far. I've seen everywhere from mediocre to great, but I haven't seen anybody dislike it. So I think that's really what they were hoping for, just to bring people back in for season 2 and have people be like, yeah, cool. That's awesome. So let me know what you guys think. Again, afterwards in the comments, no spoilers, spoiler free when you're leaving comments, but leave comments. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Please thumbs up this video. I would love to know that you are liking what you're watching. Also in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Hitman Hudson says, Roxy, I know you must feel overwhelmed with all this money I'm giving you. Every dollar means the world to me, Hitman. I appreciate it. But please be frugal and don't spend it all in one place. Cobb Vanth for the win. My question is, have you seen the Queen's Gambit yet? Absolutely phenomenal show. No, I haven't watched it yet. Now that Mando's back, I'm doing that. I'm also finally watching Bly Manor because I just did Hill House. It was fucking awesome. And, just a lot of other TV going on. I got to do a whole TV recap. Maybe this weekend or Sunday or something. Anyway, much love to you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Hopefully the spoiler review lets you know a little bit more of my thoughts. And I'm going to be doing these, I think, on my Patreon, but I'll do spoiler free in the YouTube. It's always a balance of what goes where. I love you guys lots. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Put the toilet seat down. You guys know the fucking deal. Don't get those toilet flumes up in your business. Do what you can to be that 1% happier. And I will let you guys know about tomorrow's show. Steph will be on it. I just don't know when it will be or where it will be. Well, I know we'll be on this channel, but I don't know where her and I will be. But I know that we'll be live at some point, live with Roxy tomorrow for Halloween to celebrate with you guys. And we'll keep you posted.